Okay. Welcome. I hope that you're around. It's time, so I'm going to start the class. Okay, we're going to start today. We're going to work with the book. We're going to start working with the book. Okay, here we have some vocabulary. Each time that we start a new unit, we have some vocabulary related with that unit. Okay, so here we have some words and then we have some definition. Okay, so the idea is that we match. So let's pronounce together. We have the first one. This is not complicated. You know, it's very common vocabulary, but we're gonna use it, right? So let's see what we have here. In number one, we have size. Number two, we have weight, price, dimensions, battery life, storage, function, and warranty. Easy, right? This is not complicated. I told you that during this course, we have topics that are very, let's say, friendly. Okay, we just in unit 4, it's a little bit, you know, complex, as I said yesterday. But the first units, they are really friendly. You know, they are not complicated. That's why I'm gonna add some other things like some vocabulary. We will work with verbs, with the slangs. You know, I will be adding some extra material because I think these topics are very friendly, okay, or very easy. Will be easy for you. So we're gonna let's say cover them fast, so we will have time to add some other information. Okay, well, we're gonna continue later on with the presentations based on the book that we were using yesterday. Okay, this is INSAFORCE handbook. Remember that we'll always have that combination, okay, between INSAFORCE handbook or book and the plus, that is interchange. Okay, so let's work now today first with the INSAFORCE handbook, and then we're gonna continue working with the interchange, that is a plus. Okay, so here we have this, that is easy, right? So remember again the pronunciation. I know that you know it probably, is the most probably, right? But again, size, remember we have z, so the pronunciation is z. So size, weight, remember the combination of these 3 letters, G, H, T. When we have those 3 letters together, we don't pronounce G and H. We just pronounce T. So weight, price, dimensions, battery life, storage, function, and warranty. This is our reading practice, right? So I'm gonna give you maybe 3 minutes for you to solve it. Okay, and then we're gonna find the answers together. Okay, let me take the time, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes counting from now. Try to solve it, please, and then you're gonna help me. 4 minutes to do it. 2 minutes left. Okay, I think you have the first, or maybe all of them. Let's see how's your matching with the reading, okay? If we have that comprehension in English, to match a definition with a word. Let's see. Anybody who can help me with letter A?
In number 8, letter 8, warranty.
Letter A,
letter
warranty.
A, number 8.
Yeah,
warranty.
Let's start with letter A.
Yeah.
Letter A, what is the number?
Warranty.
Do you think it's number 8, warranty? Any
warranty.
other opinion?
Measuring or proportion on some kind.
Okay, thanks. Any other opinion? Everybody agree? Everybody agrees with
number 4?
Do you think it's number 4? Dimensions, measuring of proportion of something. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I think
number
it's better.
4. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
4 dimensions.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So
Dimension.
nice to see you, Miss Rodriguez.
I'm sorry, a mistake.
Hi.
It's been a long time, Miss Rodriguez. Okay. Okay. So welcome. A pleasure to see you again in class. Okay, so Ms. Rodriguez was correct, right? And Mr. Ramirez made the correction. Okay, so I think because it makes more sense, right? So we have with letter A, she said dimension, with letter A, yeah, dimension, so it would be number 4. Better, I think, make more sense, definitely. Okay, in letter B, what do you think?
B, yes, 8, warranty.
Yes.
Okay, there we have an agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, there we have an agreement, right? Yes, I think so. Okay, can you read number 2? Miss Habla, is Miss Habla in class? Are you in class already, Miss Habla? No yet? No. Okay, let me see if I remember. Well, let me check who is in class because I was not seeing. Miss Miranda? Can you read letter A, please? Letter B?
A promise.
A promise, correct.
A promise to replace something within a period of time.
Okay, within a period. A period of time.
of
Yes.
time.
Okay, thanks, Miss Miranda. A promise to repair, right? To repair, replace something within a period of time. Okay, thanks. What do you have for letter C? Let me see. Mr. Barrientos. Mr. Barrientos? Do you have letter C? Hi, sir. Do you have letter C?
Letter D, acting over dimension.
Letter C, sir.
It's weight. It's number 2, teacher.
You think
Letter
it's
D.
weight?
Letter D or letter C?
Letter C. I
C.
mark it. Yeah, I mark it
Oh,
here.
okay. I is number 5.
Do you think it's number 5?
Battery life.
Battery life. Okay.
Battery
Yeah.
life.
A measure of battery performance and longevity.
longevity.
Okay, yes. I think so too. So it would be, we got number 5 here. Okay. We already used number 4. And number 8. Okay, thanks, Mr. Barrientos, right? So can you continue with letter D? Let's see. Miss Rodriguez again, please. What do you think?
I think it's number 2.
Number 2, wait. I think the overall dimension is similar to in general, right? It's equivalent. I think the overall dimension or magnitude.
Dimension.
Yes, dimensions. So I don't, anybody else? What do you think, Mr. Ramirez?
I think number 1, science.
Size.
Size.
I think.
Okay, yes, now you see, now it's correct. Letter D is number 1. Yeah, because it's size, so it's dimension, okay, and magnitude. Yeah, so size. Okay, so let me see who else can help us. We have named here Mr. Fuentes, Rafael.
Letter E. I think that is number 6.
Okay, can you tell me the word and can you read the definition, please?
Okay, the space available for rotation of something.
Answer?
Answer is number 6.
Yeah, but tell me the word, not the number, please.
Okay, storage.
Storage. Okay, there we are. Because the idea in this is not just to practice the reading in English, guys, but to pronounce, right? If you do it without any problem, your classmates can listen the correct pronunciation, right? So that's the idea, to read and to not just do it on our mind. That is an exercise for our mind too, but for pronunciations. Okay, thanks, Mr. Fuentes. So letter F. Let me see who can participate. Miss Miranda again. Do you have letter F?
I think the number 2.
Number 2. That would be, can you pronounce it, please?
Wait.
Weight. Okay, weight. Can you read the definition?
A varies relative mass or the quantity contained by something.
Okay, contained. Remember that we have ed at the end. So the pronunciation is, which one, guys? Do you remember? We were practicing a lot that in the previous level, right? So what is the ending of this word? What letter?
Letter T.
No. It's letter D, right? Contained.
Contain.
Contained.
Contain.
Yeah, contained. Because we have is, do you remember the example? I do, I remember. The example in the let's say in the rules that I showed you was clean. Do you remember? I do. So I think that you do too. So clean, cleaned. It was in this group, right? And so in this case, contained, contained. Okay? So just to keep that in mind, fresh, because it's very important. Okay, so that's what we have. Remember that we're gonna pronounce ed depending on the ending in the original verb. So in this case, we have en, the pronunciation is d. If we would have a k, the pronunciation would be t. Okay? So we're gonna keep fresh. Every time that we see this, we're gonna continue practicing, okay? For you to keep it fresh. Okay, so letter G. Can you help me, Mr. Ramirez? Which one?
I think number 3, price. Price, the
Price.
amount, the money required appear for something.
Okay, the amount of money required.
Required or paid.
Or paid for something.
Paid
Okay,
for
yes. Yeah, so in this case, remember, it's the same, right? Required.
required.
With D at the end. Required. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have, I think it's true, that is true. So he said number 3, right? And the last one, a volunteer, well, it's the last one. We don't have more, right? But can you read, please, for the class, the the concept and the word? Volunteer? Let's do it voluntarily.
Function. Me,
Function.
teacher.
Go ahead, sir, please. Thanks.
Letter H is number 7, function.
Okay.
Practical use or purpose in design.
Okay, purpose in design. Okay, very good. Function. Very good, sir. Thanks. Remember, it was correct, right? But just to remember, guys, many times the U, it's pronounced like a, right? An open A. No always, but many times. Like unbelievable. Like, what else? Function. Like, any other word? Help me. Don't you remember? Neither do I.
Construction.
Construction, instruction. Okay, so it's okay. So just to have an emphasis always in pronunciation. Okay. If you already know it, well, just keep it fresh. So number 7 was here, right? Okay, there we have this vocabulary. I think this is part of your first activity. Okay, I think this, I'm not sure, honestly, but I think this is one of the exercises, or is very connected with the first exercise of the unit 1. But I'm not sure, okay, honestly, but maybe. Okay, so I hope that you take notes in case that this is related with the first activity. Okay, so I recommend you that when we register in classroom, because I know that in this moment you're not, and I'm not neither. So, but when you already have the access to classroom, check the activities, okay, before we start that unit. So you know what is it about, and sometimes it's very related with the exercises that we do in class. So I think it's a help, right, to do it faster. So I recommend you that, okay? Check each unit before. For example, if you would have, it's not the case, but if you would have access to classroom, you will check unit 1. Okay, let me see, what is the homework? And on the weekend, on next weekend, you can check unit 2. Let me see, what will be the activity? So during the classes, you will recognize and you will say, this is related with the activity. Or sometimes, this is the activity that we have to do. Okay, so I recommend you to do that. Check in advance what you have to do in each unit before we start that unit, because it can be very helpful for you. Okay, so let's continue. Easy, right? Very easy for you. Maybe no, we don't have any new word. Just do the exercise of the connection. But maybe we don't have new words here because it's very easy. Okay. So that's what we have for today. And look at these questions. We are in Safor's book, okay? In Safor's handbook. In case that you want to follow the page. Okay, I don't know. I think it's page 10 or 9. I'm not sure. Okay, so, but we have how many products? How many products does your workplace buy? Which ones are they? Okay. Approximately how many units do you buy of it? How much money do you think they spend? Okay. So we have here some questions, and you can see some specific words. I mean, like how many, and how much. So that's what we're going to study during this first level. Easy, right? How much and how many. You can see here that we have 2 times how many, and we are talking about unit. We are talking about indirect or indirect way units. But in money is general. I'm going to explain that. We are using how much. Okay, so let's see. And in case that I don't know if in your company people sell things or it's just an office. Does your company distribute products or not? Anybody here? Do you work in a company that distributes products or not connected with products?
So in my case.
In your case. Okay. Why so, sir?
Product various of different products. For example, vitaminas, ¿cómo se dice?
Vitamins.
Vitamins.
So, okay.
Vitamins, for example.
Okay, so you do, I think. Okay. So how many? How many maybe boxes?
$5 and $7. So.
No, but the box, I mean, because if you distribute, how many, let's say, boxes do you receive of vitamins to make that distribution?
Buy for my use.
For
and
your
think.
use. Okay, but the company, how many boxes does the company store?
Oh,
How
I'm
many
sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
Approximately, as they say, right?
Approximate. Okay. 500.
500. Approximately. Approximately.
Yeah.
Approximately 500 per week, per month, per year.
For day.
Okay, a day. Okay. Okay, so it's a lot, right? I think it's a lot. Okay, so there we have someone who is kind of related with these situations, right? I don't know if anybody else can share this information, or nobody else works in a company that distributes products. Nobody else. Yeah, maybe it's another area, right, that you work. So no distribution of products. But the point here, Mr. Ramirez already helped us, right, to answer this. So, but you see, I asked how many boxes? How many boxes? Okay, so in this case, because we're gonna connect this topic with countables and uncountables. Okay, that is the topic. Do you remember that yesterday I showed you the unit contents for this level? And I told you, right? Countables and uncountables nouns. Okay, so that's what we are going to work today. So in this case, last level, I explained, I think that you remember, because I explained with uncountables and countables, what is countable, what is uncountables. So basically, we're gonna do a review, guys, because if you remember, I explained the use of countables and uncountables because it is connected to the topic of any song. Do you remember? And we do this connection, when to use some, when to use any, and I don't remember the other that we were studying, but it was the same concept. And I told you, this concept is helpful not just for this topic. This concept is helpful to understand some other topics. And you see, here we have another topic that has that, let's say, concept, okay, of countables and uncountables. So let's remember, because I think that we have fresh this. So remember, countable nouns are easy to recognize because we can individualize. We can count, we can individualize. We can see it as a unit, right? And uncountables are most of the time abstract things. For example, ideas, as we have here, right? As abstract ideas or abstract things. Liquid and gases. Okay, remember that we can count liquids. We count the containers. Remember that we were discussing that in the previous level. We can count containers. For example, if I talk about, do you want some milk? Do you remember? Do you want some milk? In general. But if I add a unit, I will say, Do you want a glass of milk, a cup of milk, a liter of milk, a gallon of milk? In that, or 2 gallons, in that case, they are countables, but not the milk. What we are counting is the unit, the container. The same with wine, with oil, with coffee, with all liquids. You see? So just to remember, that's what we were learning the previous level, right? Liquid and gases, because they are abstract, basically. We can get one, okay? So when we offer, that was the topic when we were studying countables and uncountables. I said, would you like some? Do you have some juice? Some orange juice? Okay, etc. Okay, or I think there is still some smoke. Okay, there is still some smoke in that room, for example. So that's when we were using some, any, and other words. But in this case, the concept is the same of countables and uncountables. But now we're gonna connect countables and uncountables with countables, how many? Uncountables, how much? So how much milk do you need? How much milk do you need? How much orange juice is there in the fridge? Okay. How much do you love me? How much freedom do we have in this country? How much have we improved education? How much do you help people? You see? So that's the idea with uncountables. We use this question with this kind of ideas or situations. Okay, so if you remember that we were practicing about countables and uncountables, you can connect here. Maybe now we don't use some, any, and that, right? But we use how much and how many with the same concept. Okay, how much sugar? How much sugar? Because it's uncountable. Do you remember, anybody remember what was the connection for this rule with sugar? Do you remember that rule?
I like sugar, so, Lily.
No, but the rule that to recognize that I gave you the previous level.
Oh, okay.
What was the rule that we studied the previous level related with sugar to know that it's uncountable? Do you remember the rule? Nobody? Okay, let me show you. Here we have the rules that I gave you, right? So this is the rule. Smaller than or as big as a rice, we use how much? Okay, because it's uncountable. Things that are smaller than a rice are uncountable. So sugar is smaller than rice. That is the key that I gave you to recognize what is countable and what is uncountable. Therefore, por lo tanto, right, to make the connection, what is, how much and how many, what is some and what is any. But it was the previous topic. Okay? So that's
No,
what
será.
we
Ay,
have.
qué madre.
Okay. Okay, be careful with your microphones, please. Be careful with your microphones. Keep them off. Be sure that your microphones are off. Okay, so that is one, right? So that is the connection. That is the rule to remember. That is uncountable. And to know that I need to use how much, because that's the connection. If the thing that I mentioned that is involved in my question is uncountable, use how much. If it is countable, use how many. Okay, so smaller than or as big as a rice. This is the rice. So flour, sugar, salt, pepper, those are part of this group. Then we have liquids that I already said, liquids, because we can count them. We count the container, not specifically the oil, the milk, the coffee, etc. Okay, because they are liquids, they are uncountables, and therefore we use how much. And this is another rule that I told you, that I gave you the last class, okay? So if you were not in my class, maybe the previous teacher already gave you some rules, right? But anyway, I'm sharing again, because again, we need that concept of uncountable and countable. So you have to cook it, to eat it in a civilized way. You have to cook it to eat it. So there we have here cheese, bread, and food, right? Remember that I told you, sometimes I can say, how many fishes did you fish? How many fishes or how many fish did you fish? Okay, so in that case, we have how many fish? Or will you eat or will you have? How much and how many? Why? Because one is the unit and the other is ready to eat. So sometimes this is the confusion, right? Sometimes this is the confusion that we have. Okay, let me turn off my cell phone. Okay, so this is the point, that sometimes with the same we use how much and sometimes how many. Sometimes it's clear, but sometimes we need to have clear the concept when we can use both depending on the situation. So if you buy the for example, the chicken, you will say, how many chickens will you buy for the party? I will buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. How many? Because in that moment is the unit and you're gonna buy it. But at the moment of eating, you will say, how much chicken do you want? How much chicken can I serve you? In that case, you see, it's the same chicken, but we say how much, because it's already food, ready to eat. So we need to cook it to eat it. You see? Same with the fish, right? If we are fishing, we can say 1 fish, 2 fish, etc. But if we are about eating, if we are ready to eat, how much fish? And it's the same. So that's why it's important to have clear the concept of when to use how much and when to use how many. Most of the time it's very clear, but sometimes, as in this case, well, it can be a little bit more complex, right? Because with the same let's say, thing, we can use much and many. Okay, so that's what we have here. When we are going to use much, how much? When we need to cook it to eat it, because it's food. Same with the fruit. How many apples did you buy, Mom? I bought 5 apples. But how much apple can I serve? How much? Because we are talking about maybe pieces, right? We are talking about a fruit salad, for example. So how much fruit do you eat every day? Because fruit is in general, the idea is in general. Fruit, how much fruit? But if we are talking about the moment of buying that food, how many watermelons, how many, I don't know, right? We can use how many too. So you see, it depends on the situation. Okay, I'm gonna send to the group this again, in case that you don't have it anymore, or for those who didn't have this, for you to remember. Okay, and give me a second to send it. And how many that I think is is more direct, right? But in comparison, this, you can see the whole fruit, a banana or vegetable, but it's the unit, right? But when we are talking about salad, fruit in general, or ready to eat, can be how much, and it's always fruit, but that's the difference. Okay, and that's it. The others, I think, is obvious, right? But that's why I won't go deeper. In the first, you can count them easily. People, you can count them easily. Things, no. So I think it's very obvious. So the main point is this: to establish the difference, when to use how much, and there we have the situation under control. Okay, so just let me share it. I don't know if you have any question about that. Okay, there you have it in the group, in case that you want to check it or to study it later. Okay, well, if no questions. Okay, so here we are. Yes?
No moment.
Okay, so let's continue. And we have here some other keys, right? We have this other thing that we use many with plural. Okay, that's another connection that we can do. Many we use with plurals, and much with not count. That was that I explained, right? Not count. That's why it's important to know. And many is connected with when we have a plural noun, pets, friends, because we can count them, apples, right? And most of the time, and we have much with singular expressions like love. Okay, like what else? Fruit. How much fruit do you eat every day? How much water do you drink every day? Though we don't say waters, we don't say fruits. Okay, that's the other way to see it. So I'm gonna share this part too. Or maybe you were not seeing, right, my screen. Okay. Did you see my screen? No. No, I think I was not sharing. Okay, but that's what I was showing you. Well, I suppose, but I think
see.
I didn't.
Yes,
Okay.
I see.
Okay, so that's what I was explaining. I don't know if I was sharing, but I think that I wasn't. Okay, but now here we have it. Okay, with plurals, many. And here you can see pets, friends, and with singular nouns that I was mentioned, right? Snow, time, money. Okay. And that's the other connection that you can do to use correctly how much or how many. I'm gonna share this other I said in the group. I don't know. I now that I'm sending the screenshot. I don't know. What does it mean? Someone said a screenshot, but I don't know what it means. What's the problem? Or what did you send that? I don't know why are you sending that. It says uso compartido, grabación. I don't know. Well, I don't know what is she's. Okay, always if you have a problem, please try to share it here in the class. Because that's the direct way, that's why we are in class, right? To communicate, to use the microphone. Because honestly, I'm not checking the whole class, the group, the WhatsApp group, because I'm in class and you're in class. So we're supposed to communicate. We are able to communicate. So if you have any problem, open your microphones and tell me, please. So maybe we can solve it, right? As soon as possible. But in the group, maybe I won't see it, you know? So, or maybe I will see it after 15 minutes and I won't be able to help you immediately. Okay, but I don't know what happened in that case and I don't know who sent it. Okay, well, let's continue, guys. And we're gonna stop here for a while with this topic that we have in the unit. But we're gonna continue with the use of the, and we're gonna do a couple of exercises that you have in your handbook to use how much and how many correctly. Okay. And I have one more for you. And then we continue with the next topic if you don't have questions. But now let's stop here and we're gonna go back to speaking. Okay, if you remember yesterday, we were talking about listening and practicing, right? This conversation, etc. You were practicing, and we start putting into practice this. Okay, remember that we were adding some these that are part of your book, but I added some other. There we have how's it going, right? I added take care, have a nice weekend, and we were talking about have a nice day, have a nice night, etc. See ya. That is another informal way to have a greeting. And these other greetings, right? And I ask you to use instead of how are you, that is not incorrect, but in order to practice something more common. So we can say, how are you doing? How's it going? Okay. It's been a long time or a long time no see. I'm going to add those other. Let me add. Okay. It's been a long time. I gave you those yesterday, but I'm adding this. And long time no see you. or no see. Long time no see or no see you. No see or no see you. In that case, those are when, for example, I said, by the way, right? I say to Miss Rodriguez, hi, Miss Rodriguez, long time no see. Because the last time that we were in class was almost 1 month ago. Okay, so that's what I said, long time no see. Long time no see you. And I remember that I said yesterday to Mr. Ramirez, it's been a long time, Mr. Ramirez. Okay, because it was the first time after 1 month, almost, or 1 month, I'm not sure, okay, that I can see you again. Okay, so those expressions are when you haven't seen, cuando no ha visto, when you haven't seen someone for a period of time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And so on. 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, I don't know. Okay, but that's the idea. Excuse me, this is an N, it's not an M. Okay, so it's been a long time and long time no see. Okay, so those are the expressions that I asked you, and hi there, hi, hello there, some other, because in the book we had, right, in the book we had some expressions, but I added those. So I'm showing again because just for you to remember that I asked you yesterday, this class activity, this is speaking. Okay, we're gonna continue for the rest of you who didn't participate or couldn't participate yesterday. So now it's time to speak, right? We always will, in each class, in each class, I will always try to find a space to speak. You see, to have a topic, just to do some comments, to discuss. I told you yesterday, but I see that we have some other students today. So that's why I'm telling you to participate, please. Okay? In this moment that we will have, maybe I'm gonna play a video and we're gonna comment about the video. Maybe I will give you a topic. You will give me, I hope that you will give me your opinion, okay? Or you will discuss the situation, anything, okay? But that's the idea. Have a space, have a time for speaking, okay? So I will try to do everything, listening, because it's very important that we train our ears, listening, speaking, and of course, explain maybe new things for you, okay, new information. I hope that we can have a combination of all the skills, but it's demanding, it's necessary that you participate, please. If you don't participate, just one person or two people, I don't know, 3, the same, always. Well, I won't say no, because if nobody else speak and that person wants to speak, good for her, right? Or good for him. But my objective is that not just 3 people, 4. No, if we are 10 here, if we are 9, all of you, okay? All of you have the time to speak. Okay, that is a request and a recommendation at the same time. Okay, so now let's go back to that activity. And yesterday I told you to use this. Let's imagine, right, that you are, you will say goodbye in any way. Don't say just bye or goodbye or that's it. Okay, no, imagine that you are doing this using any farewell. So you can say, okay, and take care, guys. Take care. See you later or see ya. I don't know. Use any other. Okay? The same for when you start your presentation, okay? When you start talking about you, please use any other greeting, not just hi and hello and how are you. Maybe you can say, how are you doing? How's it going? Hi there. Anything else. Okay? This is just to remember the way that we are trying to do this speaking. Okay, so yesterday I remember that I have the opportunity to listen to Miss Sabla was the first volunteer and Mr. Ramirez, right? So now I hope that I can listen to the rest of you. And by the way, I haven't seen Mr. Baisa. Mr. Baisa, you don't have your name and you are losing the attendance in Zoom. You have the Gmail. Remember that it's important for you to have the attendance in Zoom, that you have your name, your full name here. Okay, so I recommend you that you check every class if you have your full name, because in this moment I haven't seen, because I was sharing, so I haven't seen that you don't have your full name. So you are losing attendance, sir. Okay, if you don't know where to change it, tell me, okay? In case, right? Si acaso no sabe a dónde cambiarlo, dígame con gusto. Yo le puedo ahí hacer el paréntesis para decirle, in case, okay? Si no encuentra dónde, si that's the problem, just tell me. We can make a paréntesis, okay? Para que cambie ahí y ponga su nombre. Okay, so let's listen to the rest of you. Okay, so maybe Mr. Fuentes, Mr. I don't know, everybody that didn't speak yesterday. Okay, and remember, the rest of you supposed to participate in that conversation. The idea is to have a real space. So ask about the information that your classmates will say. Or at the end, you can ask some information that they didn't mention and you want to know, or any comment. Okay? Because it's a conversation. That's the idea, to practice a conversation. Okay, I don't know if I have a volunteer. So remember, I didn't listen yesterday to Mr. Rodriguez. Well, Miss Rodriguez neither. Mr. Jerez, Miss Miranda, Mr. Fuentes, Mr. Barrientos, I think you didn't say anything. And neither Mr. Baisa, right? Muchos that I didn't have the opportunity. So I hope that today, and of course, right, that Miss Habla and Mr. Ramirez continue participating in the conversation, doing questions to your classmates. Okay, the idea is that everybody participate, that everybody has the opportunity to speak and to practice. So let's start with a volunteer. Do I have a volunteer to introduce yourself? And remember to use, right, those greetings that we were practicing yesterday and that I just showed you. How are you doing, guys? How's it going? Etc. Okay.
With me, Miss Rodriguez.
Okay, but I was trying that people to be volunteer, right?
Okay.
But if you want to listen to Miss Rodriguez,
yeah.
I'm sure that Miss Rodriguez will do it because she likes to participate.
Okay, nice to see you again, Miss Rodriguez.
Okay, yes. So it's your turn. We want to listen to you, Miss Rodriguez. Okay?
Okay.
So, go ahead. You are the first volunteer.
Nice to see you.
Hi,
Excellent,
hi
excellent
everybody.
partner, excellent partner.
Yes.
Excellent
Excellent
partner.
student too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, good night.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. And I am Marcela Rodriguez. And I can say where I job my or
Yeah.
what is the activity.
Yeah, you can just give us information, basically introduce yourself, right? But you can
Okay.
give any information, use the different greetings, farewells at the end. You know, that's the idea, to include some farewells, not just bye, but maybe, right, see ya, those that maybe are a little bit different at the end, okay, and at the beginning. But and in the middle, you can tell us anything about you that you want.
Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. My name is Marcela Rodriguez. And nice to meet you. I am
Okay, can you,
45.
excuse me, can you answer, guys? She say, nice to meet you. So in a conversation, we're supposed to say what?
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you
too.
too.
Nice to meet you
Welcome.
too.
Okay, welcome, Miss
you.
Miss Ramirez. That is supposed to be a conversation. That's my idea. Okay, so whenever you can participate, if you can answer, okay? Because it's supposed to be a conversation. So, nice to see you again, Miss Rodriguez. Continue.
Thank you. I hope that we can learn this time with the teacher, and I hope we have a nice time.
Excellent. Can you watch Miss Universe? Miss Universe? Can you watch Miss Universo?
Okay, in that case would be could you, because it's past.
Could you?
Could you?
Could you?
Yeah, because it's past. So could you watch? I thought that the question was, were you in Miss Universe?
Could you
Miss
watch?
Rodriguez? Okay.
Could you watch? Because
I was in Miss Universe, you know, that's why I was busy. That's why we didn't have class that month, because I was getting ready to Miss Universe.
Okay.
Okay, said Mr. Ramirez. Okay. No, okay, but that's the idea. That's the conversation. No, but the idea is, could you watch? Could you watch? Could you watch, Miss? That was Mr. Ramirez's question.
Okay. Could you watch course Miss Universo, Miss Rodriguez?
No, I don't like it program. No.
You don't like that kind of programs?
No. No, I prefer sports. Many sports.
Sport.
Yes.
Fútbol americano, baseball, basketball.
Soccer, baseball, basketball, tennis, and American football. I don't understand that. Never.
Okay.
Okay,
Soccer.
you never got the idea.
Could you
Okay,
play?
can you, Miss Sabla, can you, como no le hacen preguntas, yo les voy a preguntar lo que yo tengo en mente, okay? Les voy a pedir que ustedes les pregunten, because the idea is that everybody do the question, right? So, pregunte, ask please, Miss Sabla, this question. ¿Por qué no le gusta Miss Universo? Or anybody, right? Pregúntele, ask Miss Rodríguez, ¿por qué no le gusta Miss Universo? ¿Por qué no ve Miss Universo?
Why do you see? Why don't see? It's
Why-
universal.
Why don't you? Because it's a question,
Why
right?
don't
Why
you
don't you
see or watch?
watch?
Miss
Why
Universe.
don't you watch Miss Universe?
I don't know. I think to me it's boring.
Because it's boring.
To me. it's
Okay.
boring.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
me too.
For you too. Okay. Okay. How about the boys? Agree with the ladies? Is it boring for you, boys, gentlemen? Is it boring for you, Mr. Barrientos?
I'm sorry, teacher.
Is it boring for you? The lady said that Miss Universe is
The
boring.
Miss Universe. No, no, it's different for me, teacher.
It's different
I
for
went
you.
to see Miss Universe.
Ah,
The
you went?
Saturday, the Saturday
Okay, on
tonight. I
on
went to
Saturday.
see
On
on
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, you see, girls?
What?
No, you see, I told the girls, right? You see, there we have the difference, right? Okay, so
Different.
you were there. Okay, oh my goodness, you pay a lot, Mr. Barrientos. It was not,
It's
was it cheap or expensive? I think it was expensive.
no, teacher. In
Yeah,
my
No.
work,
expensive.
I in my work.
You have ticket.
Yeah,
Ah, okay, I
with
see.
my company, with my
Ah,
co-working.
okay, so you
Yeah,
didn't
teacher.
pay. You didn't pay anything.
No,
You
no,
did.
no. It's
Okay,
um,
for free.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was for free.
Como es gratis, teacher.
Yeah, for free. It was for free.
Free. Yeah, it was
For
for
free.
free. Yeah,
Okay. I was surprised. I
nice.
said, okay, Mr. Barrientos pay a lot, I thought.
Was fantastic, teacher. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Mr. Barriento is VIP, is personal
VIP.
important.
Yes, it
Oh.
was in that song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know, Mr. Barrientos, that you have a good time, right? You had a good time. Okay, thanks for telling us about it. Miss, anybody else? Any other gentleman? What do you think about that event? Do you agree with girls or with Mr. Barrientos? Boys? Mr. Jerez, Mr. Baiza, Mr. Fuentes, Mr. Rodriguez? Tell me, please. Tell me anything. Tell me, yes, I think it's boring, teacher. No, I think it's amazing. Okay, I don't agree with these ladies. Okay, you don't want to say that it was good because maybe your wife is around, right? Or your girlfriend is around. That's why you don't want to give that opinion. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so any other question for Miss Rodriguez?
Were to watch the play and the Salvador versus Curacao.
So
Curacao.
no,
No. I had
No.
a headache.
no,
I played.
no. I'm from Santa Ana and I love soccer and I love Club Deportivo FAS forever. But the selection,
No,
the
no selection.
No.
Okay.
Okay, well. Okay, thanks, Mr. Rodriguez Ramirez and Miss Rodriguez. Okay, thank you. Okay, someone else, please. It's time to speak, my dears.
What is your favorite hobby? Art or play soccer?
Okay, okay, let's go back with Miss Rodriguez, I guess. What's your
Mhm.
favorite? What's your favorite? Can you repeat, please?
What is your favorite hobby? Art of playing soccer.
Okay.
My favorite hobby.
Yeah, additional too, right? Out of
Additional,
playing soccer, yeah.
read.
Mhm.
I love to read. I read many books.
Okay, that is a mental sport, right?
Mhm.
Mental ability. Yeah, reading. Okay.
I like to read. I don't watch many TV. I don't like it. And I prefer read a good book or stay with my daughter or see a soccer game or be with my friends. But
Not TV.
not
Okay. Much, in that case, it would be much TV because it's an image, right? So much TV. I don't watch much TV in that case.
Yeah.
Not many, much TV. Okay. So if we don't have volunteers, let me listen to Miss Miranda. Tell us about you, Miss.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My
Good evening.
name is Miss Miranda. I live in Quetzaltepeque. I like listen to music. Nice to meet you.
Huh, boys,
Nice to meet you.
girls? Nice to meet you too.
nice to meet you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
We can
Nice
say
to
my
meet you.
pleasure. Okay, it's a pleasure. We can say too, it's a pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. Or the pleasure is mine. I don't know. We can answer in that other way. That's what we are trying to practice in this speaking. Okay, that we can use some other we can replace some very common expressions for some others that are, we don't, maybe we it's not the first option that we have, okay, in this moment. Okay, any question, Mr. Baiza? Can you, Mr. Fuentes, can you a question for Miss Miranda? Because she said a little bit, right, about her. So maybe we need more information. No, it's okay. No, we don't need more information. Come on, guys. I don't know how make you speak. Oh my goodness. Okay, do a question for this lady, please.
Where do you work, Miss Miranda?
Where, in what place, in what company? Where do you work?
Yeah. I work in a Casipac.
Okay. What is another way to say something similar? Where do you work? What is another question related with work? Do you remember the expression? What? What do you do, right? What do you do? So what's your profession? Okay, so what do you do? That's another question that you can do to Miss Miranda. What do you do, Miss Miranda?
I have a question.
Go ahead, please. Be my guest.
Miss Miranda, only listen the music, um, or you can dance the music.
I can dance, but
Yes, like
I try. I try.
I try.
I tried, okay.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Who dance?
Okay.
Who
In that
dance
case,
special?
excuse me?
Who dance in special or singular?
Who dances?
Who dance? Who dance do you like, Miss Miranda?
What kind of? Oh, okay. What rhythm? What rhythm?
What rhythm?
Yeah, what rhythm? Salsa, cumbia. I
Uh,
guess
What
that's the
rhythm?
question, right? or what kind of
rhythm?
music?
Okay, what rhythm do you like, Miss Miranda?
I like the salsa music, merengue. So.
Do you
Okay.
like music in Caribbean?
Caribbean
Caribbean.
music.
Do
Yeah,
you like,
Caribbean music.
do you like Caribbean music? Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
much or so?
Much.
a lot. A lot. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, Mr. Barrientos, remember that you were doing a question. Let me go back with Mr. Barrientos. You say, can you, I mean, you said, right? Remember that it was a question that you were doing for her. So can you dance? Or instead, sounds better if you say, do you just? Normally, right? It's not incorrect, but it sounds more natural para decir, y solamente tal esto, y solo aquello. It's more, sounds more natural if we say just. I just arrived home. Okay? Acabo de venir a casa. I just arrived home. Or do you just then do you just listen to music? Solo escucha? Do you just? Okay? Do you know just, right? J-U-S-T. Do you just listen to music or do you dance it? Or do you dance? Okay? So don't forget, guys, to use the structures for if it is a question, right? Do, can, did, will, okay? Because it's a question. If we have a modal verb, can you, may you, okay? Before. Okay, so keep that in mind, please, that you are doing a question, use the correct position. Okay, for everybody. Excellent. And let me listen to Mr. Fuentes.
Okay, teacher. A question for
No, well, no, let's go with your information.
my information.
Yeah. Tell us about you.
Well, my full name is Rafael Edgardo Fuentes Arriaga. I work at Empacando SADCB in Nejapa. I live in San Salvador and I like listen to music, play guitar, and play basketball.
Okay, I have a question for Mr. Fuentes, but maybe it's the question that you will do. So the important here is that you do the question, right? So about all the information that he told us, can you do a question?
Mr. Fuentes, can you play group or only? Or solis? Or playing on group?
Yes, I have a group and I play with my group in the church.
Okay, I think it's better, Mr. Ramirez, to say, are you part of a group, right? Can you play in a group? It's like a possibility. In this case, it's not a possibility, right? In this case, it would be better, are you part of a group? Right, that's the idea. So try to connect that situation, right? The one that you need. So you played in a professional way, Mr. Fuentes. Do you play in a professional way?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, well, maybe. Okay. I don't know if you have a question, Miss Sabla. I thought that you opened your microphone. I don't know if you have a question.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food are the hamburgers. I love hamburgers.
That's not healthy. Ask, please, Miss Rodríguez. Ask, ¿con qué frecuencia come hamburguesas? Do that question for Mr. Fuentes, please, Miss Ramirez.
How often do you eat hamburgers?
Okay.
Once a week. Once a week, I eat hamburgers.
Okay.
Me too.
¿De cuáles? ¿Del
Excelente.
McDonald's? No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Okay. Don't tell us, okay? Don't tell us the
Okay.
rest.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, homemade, right? Homemade. Okay. So, well, thanks, Mr. Fuentes. I don't know if anybody else. No more questions? Okay, let me listen. Thanks, Mr. So, Mr. Jerez, can you tell us about you, Mr. Jerez?
Please repeat again, teacher.
Sure. Can you tell us about you? Give
Okay.
information about you?
My name is Jose Dagoberto Jerez Barrera. I work in department in contact center in sales.
Sales, okay, sales.
Sales. And any question?
Okay, questions for Mr. Jerez?
Where do you live?
Okay, where do you live, Mr. Jerez?
I live in Japa, same Mr. Fuentes.
Okay, well, but Mr. Fuente works in Nejapa, but he lives in San Salvador, correct? Mr.
Okay.
Fuentes? Is that correct?
It's correct.
Okay, so he works.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be good for him, right, to live there because it's so close. Okay, I think it would be an advantage to live in the same place. Maybe walking, you can get work walking, so you avoid traffic. So I think is the perfect situation would be that, right? To live in the same place, to the same area that we work, but sometimes it's not possible, definitely. Okay, so Mr. Jerez lives in Nejapa.
Live in Nejapa.
Yeah, you live, and I say you live. Mr. Jerez lives because it's third person. Any other question for Mr. Jerez?
Mr. Jerez, welcome. Do you like your work?
Yes, I like so much, and customer service is a good experience, because how do you say, uno tiene diferentes experiencias con los clientes.
Okay,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
we have different experiences. Okay, we can get different experiences with many people or with customers, right? I think bad and good, right? Because with customers, okay, I admire people who works in that area. I think it's not easy, right, to deal with some customers, because sometimes we as customers, okay, we have some ideas and we want this and we need that. Okay, so sometimes I think some customers are not easy to deal with, right? Are not easy. No son fáciles de tratar. Okay, so it's an special, an special skill to be in that customer service. Okay, but good for you that you enjoy it, right? And maybe you have that angel. Do you have that angel to deal with people. Not everybody, right? So that is good. Okay, thanks, Mr. Jerez. Okay, guys, let's continue. I think we don't have no volunteers, right? Because the last people was not really volunteer. I have to tell you. Okay, so I hope that you increase your participation, the time to speak. Okay, everybody should be asking for a moment to speak. Okay, everybody at the same time, and I will say, okay, stop, Miss Miranda. Okay, let Miss Sabla wants to tell us something. Give me a second, Miss Miranda. Okay, en Miss Sabla. Okay, wait a minute. Me gustaría estar aquí mediando, que le dé uno el espacio al otro porque todos quieren hablar al mismo tiempo. Okay. I hope that it happens. Espero que eso nos llegue a pasar ya en estos días, ¿ok? No estar ahí poquito a poquito, ¿ok? It's important for you guys to practice. Okay, so let's continue. But first, let me have the attendance. I'm gonna tell you the names that I remember. I have Mr. Ramirez, correct? Let me see. Mr. Rodriguez, I think, Adalberto. Are you around, Adalberto?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I haven't had the pleasure to see you, sir. Remember, we are almost in the middle, oh no, almost at the end of the class, and you never turn on your camera. Remember that is being part of your final score. Okay, who else? We have, who else? Okay, Miss Habla was participating. I remember her.
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes, okay, too. I remember Mr. Vice, I remember. Mr. Jerez, okay, who else? Miss Miranda, right? Yeah, Miss Miranda, is Miss Miranda? Miss Miranda. I can't find Miss Miranda. No la encuentro, Miss Miranda.
Here.
Okay, no, I don't find you in the list. Okay, but now I got it. I found you. Okay, Basti, Elizabeth. Okay, yes. Anybody else who I didn't mention? Miss Rodriguez, of course. Marcela, right?
Yes, Katia Marcela.
Claudia Marcela, because you have here
Katia
just
Marcela.
Katia. Okay. Just Marcela Rodríguez me le pusieron aquí, mire. Okay, so Katia. I'm gonna add your first name. Okay, Katia Marcela Rodríguez. Anybody else that I didn't mention? No?
Mauricio Barrientos.
Mauricio Barrientos. Yes, it's true. Okay. Nobody else, guys?
Isaac Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, yes, I said.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah, I said
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez. Yes, I said. Okay, that's it, I think. Okay, thanks. Let me go back to Zoom. And let's continue. Okay, I'm gonna give you, before we continue with the book, I'm gonna give you a couple of expressions, okay? As I said, in this course, I want to add some expressions. One day we're gonna work with some verbs for you to increase, right, that vocabulary. Maybe some other day I'm gonna give you some expressions or some slangs. I don't know. Or we're gonna work on a specific vocabulary one day. Okay, so but today I have a couple of expressions to share with you. Maybe you know some of them, maybe no. So the first that I want to share with you is from time to time. From time to time. Okay, would be something, many expressions are not remembered literal, right? It's like when we say brother-in-law, right? When we say brother-in-law, we don't think in hermano en la ley. No, we immediately cuñado. But that is not written. But our mind doesn't think in hermano en ley. No, never. When I listen brother-in-law, sister-in-law, immediately I have that, right? Y si yo estoy siendo un intérprete, voy a decir inmediatamente cuñado, automatically, cuñada, right? So that's why I want you to keep that in mind, because the expressions, many of the expressions that I'm gonna share during these days won't be literal, okay? So remember that characteristic from one language to the other, that we don't really see it, understand it, get it in a literal way. Okay, so in this case would be from time to time, de vez en cuando, right? Pero es que ahí no dice eso, teacher. Yes, it says. That is the way it says, right? It's not literal, like brother-in-law, but that is the way it is. Okay? So, from time to time is de vez en cuando. So, I go to the movies from time to time. Okay? Or at the beginning, from time to time, I go to the movies. Do you do it? And a question, right? Do you do it from time to time or often? This is equivalent to sometimes. This expression is equivalent to sometimes. Okay? But remember that we need to have a variety of expressions to be more fluent and to understand what other people tell us. Okay? Because someone can say, pero está más fácil, teacher, sometimes. That's from time to time. Yes, but we need to have a variety of vocabulary. Okay? So now, please, tell me or write in the chat, and I'm going to select some to tell me. Okay? So, but write in the chat one sentence, just one. One sentence using this expression. I already gave you one, my example, right? I go to the movies from time to time. So use it, please. In a real information about you, write one with this expression, please. We can use it at the beginning or at the end. Okay, I have here, I go to the cinema from time to time. I said that. That it was mine, Miss Miranda. You are being tricky. Okay, but I go to the cinema from time to time. Okay, there we have one. Another? Anybody else? Okay, there we have in a question, right? Do you like, you can say it, Miss Avla, do you like, I don't know if it's a finger mistake, but do you like, yeah, I know it's Mr. Ramirez. Sorry, it's not Miss Avla, it's Mr. Ramirez. Se me movió ahí el message. So, do you like to eat or do you like eating? Two possibilities, but like it, no. Remember, after like, we need to use to, right? En el siguiente verbo después de like, siempre va to o el verbo con ing. Like eating or like to eat. Okay. But no like eat. Okay. And I guess in the question, the answer, right? From time to time. I eat them from time to time. Well, let's see with Miss Avla. From time to time, I go to the beach. Okay. I go to the beach from time to time. It's correct, right? At the beginning, but it's more common at the end. But we can use it at the beginning, okay? I go to the beach from time to time. Okay. Nobody else? Okay, Mr. Jerez says, I watch the movies from time to time. Okay, in that case, because it's general, we omit the. I watch movies. I watch movies. We don't use that article. I think it's an article. The. Okay, guys, en inglés, esto no suele ir si hablamos de algo en general. En español, sí. La gente siempre habla. La gente. Veo las películas, pero aquí es veo películas. Even in Spanish is something similar, right? Veo películas. But sometimes in Spanish we use el para todo, right? La gente. But for example, o los doctores dicen que hay que tomar 8 vasos de agua. Los médicos, no decimos, médicos dicen, but in English we do. Because it's in general. When we mention something in general, doctors said, okay, because not that doctors. People always talk, not that people. People always talk, okay? So when we talk about something in general in English, not specific, mothers are so lovely, okay? Mothers is in general. We're talking about not a specific mom, right? All moms around the world. So when we talk about, when we don't talk about someone specific, we don't use that. Okay? Remember that, everybody. So people, I think people in general is let's say, are nice. I mean, people in general are nice. Not that people. People in general are nice. Okay, well, let's continue. No more, right? I don't have more. No. Miss Rodriguez, yes, I have one more. From time to time, I see my friends. Okay, I see my friends from time to time. Okay, me too, from time to time. Okay. Yeah, not frequently, not often, right? Just from time to time. Okay, so you see this as an expression that is good to add. It's common. It's common from time to time. Let me give you the second for today. The second is out of the blue. Let me write it for you. Out of the blue. In that case, out of the blue means de la nada. Okay? De la nada. For example, the car appeared out of the blue. You know? Como de la nada. Okay? Or I did it out of the blue. Out of the blue, I start working.
Teacher, teacher, I'm sorry. Please spell out of the blue.
I'm going to write it in this moment, okay? I'm just trying to explain first. Okay, so, but in this case, remember, out of the blue. Another example that I have for you is, okay, she got angry. Out of the blue, she got angry. Okay? So that is the meaning. There we have some examples. Okay, don't translate it, because if you translate word, it won't make sense for you. Okay, that's what I'm saying in Spanish in this case, right? Something specific, because they are kind of difficult to get the idea or just to explain them. Okay, so I want you to have clear the use and the meaning of these expressions. So that's what I'm saying, doing in this way. So out of the blue, okay? Okay, let's have the time for you to apply it Try to apply it in an idea, please. Let me see if I could explain. Out of the blue.
Please remember introduction, teacher.
Excuse me?
Please remember traduction, the out on the blue.
You mean repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay, no remember, because remember is something that I have to do, right? You are telling me, recuerde. Yes, I remember. I can say, yes, I remember, mister. I won't forget it. Okay, yeah.
Remember me, please.
Okay, remind me. In that case, it's remind me. No remember. Yeah, remind me. Okay, or repeat. I said de la nada. Okay.
Thanks.
I already gave 2 or 3, Miss Miranda. But let's see your classmates' examples. Okay, I already said the car appeared out of the blue. Or out of the blue, the car appeared. For example, in an accident, right? Or I said, out of the blue, she got angry. She got angry out of the blue. Or I said, what's the other that I said? I said another. I start working in that company out of the blue. In the previous, I said I start working out of the blue. I start working. Okay, but we can add out of the blue. I started. Okay, working in that company. It's similar, you know, it's similar like suddenly, but it's more like de la nada. Out of the blue, the girl started crying. Yeah, could be. Okay, out of the blue, she started crying. Yeah, maybe, right? It happens sometimes.
My daughter.
Ah, your daughter. Okay, really? So sad. Anybody else? Nobody else? No more messages? No more ideas? Okay. Well, maybe, right? Out of the blue, I remember that we don't say I have. Always with verb to be, I'm hungry. We don't say have. It's like I have 20 years old. I have 80 years old. No, right? Never. We say I am 40 years old. I am 80 years old. I am. So for this verb, it's the same. With verb to be, I am hungry. Out of the blue, my cell phone didn't work. Okay, maybe, right? Okay, but there you have the idea. In a specific situation, you will recognize, okay? If someone mentioned this, remember, don't take it literal. So if someone mentioned that, you can get the idea, or maybe in a specific moment, you will use it because you know the idea, the context. Okay, so maybe in this moment We don't have ideas, right? Because sometimes something that is very common, when we want to elaborate it, it doesn't appear. But the important is that you have clear the concept. Okay, we have out of the blue, I wanted to go to my city. Okay. Another can be, out of the blue, we started a party. Okay. Or out of the blue, we planned a trip. Right? So, de la nada, hicimos el viaje. De la nada, empezamos la fiesta. Okay? So, that's the idea. Okay, those are some of the expressions that I have for you today. If one of them is new for you or both, take notes, okay? Take notes, maybe at the end of your notebook, because if you have some other new, you can continue adding and adding, because I'm gonna share some days I'm gonna share some other expressions, some other slangs, okay, in some other classes. So maybe you can do your collection, okay, if they are new for you. Take notes and try to practice. Try to make a review so you can keep fresh, okay, and use them or recognize them. Okay. Well, this is some of the extra activity that I told you that I wanted to share. Okay, so at the end of the class, let's go back to the book and solve the exercise. This one. This is the only exercise that we have in the book. Okay, so it's easy. Okay, that's what I was explaining. How much? You see, how much does the refrigerator weigh? Because in this case, it's something, the weight is abstract, right? Abstract. So we have how much. Because if we say 1 pound, that is the unit. It's like, how much milk do you drink? The question is, how much milk do you drink? But the answer can be 2 glasses a day. You see, that can sound like opposite, right? But it's not really, because we do the question in general. So I need to use how much. But the answer can be specific. So you can answer with countable nouns. That is 2 glasses a day. Or how much water do you drink? A liter, 2 liters, you know, a gallon a day. Okay, so you see, maybe the question is uncountable, but the answer can be countable. But in this case, it's because the question is related to something, okay, that is abstract. So how much does it cost? How much is the guarantee? How much does it storage? Because we are talking about a drive, a USB, right? A USB, a drive. So it's information. Information is uncountable. So how much does it storage? On the other hand, we have how many features does it have? How many colors is this M? How many functions does it have? How many products do you want? So in that case, you can see that they are related with units, right? With units, or we can give an individual answer. Okay? Okay, so that's what we have. So now, let me connect the computer. Okay. So now, let's solve this exercise. And tell me, please, what do you think? How much or how many? In number one?
How much?
How much?
How much pieces do I need to assemble?
How many?
How many?
How many?
Okay, yeah, we have different opinions, but I go for the second, right? How many? Because we have pieces, so it means individual. 1 piece, 2 pieces, we can count them. So how many pieces do I need to assemble this? What about number 2?
Is the battery life of this computer?
Number 2, excuse me?
How much?
Okay,
How
how much? How much is, well, but this is number 3. Okay, this is supposed to be number 2.
Number 2, how much?
How much? Because we are talking about the cost, right? So just remember that in this case, cost, money, ideas are uncountable. So that's correct. How much? Because of the cost, right? In this case was how many because of the pieces. And now, please, let's go with number 3.
How much? Number 3.
Okay, how much? Yeah, is the battery life. Okay, how much? Because it's untangible, right? It's something abstract. So how much? That's correct. How about number 4?
How much?
How many?
How many?
How many?
Oh.
Be careful, because when we talk about time, in general, we say, how much time do you need? But in this case, we have a specific unit. So it's how many. Look at that difference. And that's what sometimes we feel a little bit complicated, right? Because if I'm talking about the time, but hours are time. Yeah, but hours are part of the time and a specific unit. So it's like it's like milk, right? How much milk do you drink every day? Because it's in general, I say how much. But the answer, I said 2 glasses. Similar here. How many hours is the unit? So I can count 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. But if my question is how much time, in that case, it's not hours, it's time in general. So I need to use how much, because I don't have a specific unit. So you see, the same idea in a different way, a different expression, much or many. Number 5.
How much?
How much?
How
Correct.
much?
Yeah, thanks. How much? Because we're talking about money, right? We're talking, yeah, money. That this is the other cost and money. How much? And the last one.
How many?
How many?
How
Correct. Yeah, how many? Because we have the unit. Gallons. Okay, but remember, if we eliminate this part, we need to change how much water, no how many. How much water does this need? You see, if I eliminate the unit and I change a little bit the question, always talking about the water. But if I eliminate it, I mean the unit, I need to eliminate many. And now I need to use much. How much water does this need? You see? Those details makes the difference. Those details make the difference. Okay, so that's what we have with how much and how many. Tomorrow you will do one more exercise about how much and how many, and we'll continue with the next topic. Okay, as I said, the other topics are even easier. Okay, are very, very friendly, as I said. But anyway, right, we have time to practice, to speak, to participate, to keep in touch with the language, and some extra practices that I will give you. I couldn't play for you because it's almost time. A video. Tomorrow we'll play the video too to practice a couple of listening. Okay. So I don't know if you have any doubt before we go. We finish the class. Any doubt about today's topic? Any question?
No.
About any information? No. Okay, don't forget to practice out of the blue and from time to time, right? At the end of this course, I hope that you have more expressions to use every day. Okay, I will bring some others for you. So if you don't have any question, it's been a pleasure. One more night. And welcome to those who joined the class today. Okay, welcome. So hope to see you tomorrow. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Take care. Take care.
You too. Take care.
Take
Have a
care.
nice night.
Tomorrow.
Have a nice night, sir.
Bye.
I see.
See you.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
I see.
See you tomorrow, miss.
Take care.
You too.
Good night.
Have a nice night.